G.O.A.T by Polyphia. Is it too hard to learn on the guitar? Well, my answer is no, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I think you should make a start learning it on the guitar no matter what level you are. But just before I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to keep up to date with all lessons and content, and like this video as well. There's a lot involved with this guitar intro, which is exactly why that makes it the perfect thing to learn. When you're learning something, you don't try learning it at the exact speed that it's at, so don't let the speed of it put you off. When Tim Henson, who is the guitarist that wrote this intro, wrote this, I'm pretty certain that he did not have in mind to purposely make it complex. That's just his playing coming out. He most likely wrote this intro piece by piece and probably wrote it very slow to start with as well, and then worked on bringing it up to tempo. Now, I could be wrong, but I can't imagine somebody just reeling something off like that, memorizing it all instantly and going, that's the perfect thing. He puts a lot of effort into his songwriting and specifically loves his chordal melodies. And therefore, that's one of the reasons why I feel like he's took his time, wrote this piece by piece, and learnt it slow as well. So let's get stuck in on why I think you should make a start learning this. And it is all to do with the techniques that are involved in the song. Technique is everything with the guitar. When you're learning a song, you shouldn't be learning it just because you like the song. You should also be learning it because it incorporates techniques that you want to get stronger at as well. At the end of this video, I will also explain to you how I personally think the best way to go about learning this intro is, and personally how I went about learning it as well. So let's get stuck in with the guitar intro, break it down, and explain why this is a good intro to learn. Very first notes that you play instantly involve a technique called hybrid picking, which Tim Henson likes to do a lot, and he's very good at it as well. Hybrid picking is where you pick with your plectrum and you use your fingers as well for playing. He hits this B note here and also the open B string at the same time, like that. So first of all, you've got one technique instantly, just in the first notes. Then the next part goes from this F sharp note on the high E string, and it's picked with the finger and slide. So that works on slides at the same time. Now the next part is a harmonic note, which is when you don't actually push down on a fret. You put your finger directly above the fret and let it ring out, and it creates this real nice high-pitched tone. It only works on certain frets as well, and that's one of the things that makes this riff fairly hard to play. So I hit it with my little finger here because of what's coming up after it, and so that's three techniques so far. You've got hybrid picking, you've got slides, and you've got harmonics. The next part is this C sharp bass note here, and it's got a little bend on it, just like that, very microtonal bend. So another technique straight away. So just in the first four notes that you hit, you've got four different techniques straight away. You've got hybrid picking, slides, harmonics, and a microtonal quick bend as well. The next part hits a harmonic again, and it's on the G string this time, on the 12th fret. So you've got harmonics again, great. And then we've got this lovely major third hybrid picked slide. So we've got this C sharp major third chord, and you pick with your plectrum the C sharp note here on the A string, and then you also pick with your plectrum the F note here on the B string, and you instantly slide it up one fret to a D third. So you've got C sharp major third to a D major third. Now it's worth mentioning it's called a major third as opposed to just a major because it's not got the fifth in there. So another technique there, you've got slides involved again, but it's a chordal type slide. After that, we've got probably what I would consider the hardest part of this guitar intro, which is an octave slide, and it's got taps and hammers in it as well. So the first thing is this A octave here, which basically means it's a very similar shape, by the way, to the major third shape. However, you're just playing octaves. So if you were to put your first finger on the 7th fret of the D string and then put your little finger on the 10th fret of the B string, that would be an A octave. They're both A notes that you're playing. So what happens here is he hits these notes. He probably hybrid picks them, but I strike them both like that because I can mute the G string that's in between with this finger that's pushing down over here. And he slides up 2 frets to the 9th and the 12th fret, which is a B octave. And then straight after that, we've got another technique now. He taps onto the 20th fret here. And then straight after that, and this is one of the parts that makes it really hard, I think, he hammers without picking to the 10th fret on the low E string. Then the tapping finger comes off, and whilst you're taking it off, you slide the octave up to the 12th fret, which would make it a G octave. Just like that. And then we've got another tap straight after it onto the 19th fret, this time on the B string. And then, this is another tricky part, you pull these fingers off very quickly and you pull that tap off to an open note, and then move down to this 7th fret here and hit a harmonic on the G, the B and the E string. Just like that. So you've got octaves, slides, taps and hammers involved in just that bit. The more techniques involved within something, the merrier. Why not learn loads of different things at once, but take your time doing it? Now the next part, 3rd fret over here on the low E string, and it's a little bit of a bend. Microtonal again, and you hold it slightly bent as well. You don't release it fully, so it's... Then you move up onto the A string, 9th fret, and you do an octave. So 9th on the A and 11th on the G. You hit those 2 notes, and you instantly slide up both fingers 1 fret, and then instantly straight back down all in one strike. Just like that. So you've also got quick slides involved with octaves. Now I've got a load of harmonics coming up in this part now. First one, B string, 7th fret, and I'd hybrid pick it using my 3rd finger. Then straight after that, G string, same fret, I'd use my middle finger for this one. Next one, 12th fret, B string, harmonic again, and I would use this one again, my 3rd finger. Then we've got a C sharp bass note here, just like before, earlier, and it's microtonally bent as well. And then we've got this 12th fret harmonic on the G string as well. So that whole part goes like this. And then after that, we've got this kind of like the major third thing that we did before, apart from this is a perfect 4th slide now. So we do a C note here and an F note here. So the C is the 3rd fret, 1st finger, 3rd fret on the A string, little finger, 6th fret on the B string, and you hybrid pick that, and you instantly slide them both up 1 fret to a C sharp suspended 4th, without the 5th note in there as well. Straight after that, hybrid pick, third finger, the open high E string, and then bass note, pick this A sharp here, 6th fret on the low E. And after that, 7th fret, first finger on the G string, you pick that with your plectrum, slide it down to the 6th, middle finger, hit the B string, open, and then 3rd finger over here, 8th fret, so that's an A sharp note, on the D string, and you pick that. And then you finish it off by doing the opening note that you did earlier. So the very first note, the B, so 7th fret on the low E string and the open B string at the same time, hybrid picked, using your pick and your middle finger. So just in that first part of the riff, and that's only half of it so far, you've got so many different techniques involved. So why would you choose not to learn it? The excuse, it's too hard, in my opinion, isn't the best excuse you can use. If anything, you want something that's hard. I'd rather learn something that's hard because you're going to learn from it. Choose the things that are hard where they involve new techniques. You can do them, just take your time doing them. There's just one little bit where it involves a little bit more technique, and I'll just show you that one little bit now and then just run through the whole technique for it. And it's played much faster than that, but do not let the speed of that in the song put you off. I would actually say that the octave part with the taps and the hammers in it is harder than that bit. It's not easy though. What happens on that bit is it starts on this 7th fret here and you slide it down to the 6th. Then you've got a hybrid picked open B string. Then it skips a string and goes to the D string, goes to this 8th fret here with this finger. Then this 7th fret on the A string, and you slide that to the 10th fret on the same string. Then you hit this 9th fret on the D string. Then, this is probably the really tricky part of it, I'd say. You rake a 12th fret harmonic, and then instantly after you've done that, you rake it again, but you push down on it this time, and you kind of mute it at the same time. The second you get to that last string, you instantly hammer your 3rd finger on the high E to the 14th fret, and then your little finger onto the 15th fret straight after it. So on that little bit you have. Straight after that you want to go to this nice triad here, which is an F sharp major. You bar the E and the B string on the 14th fret with your 1st finger. You can also do it like that if you can get there quick enough from the part before. And then you push your 2nd finger onto the 15th fret of the G string. You strike that. And then straight after it, you put your 3rd finger down onto this root F sharp here. So 16th fret on the D string, and you strike that. So you have. So in total, that little run, if I break it up, you have. Then you have. And then you have. And you just piece all of that together. So that's cool because you've got these nice little chords here, another new technique, and then you've got this reiki bit as well. Some people would argue that it's a sweep. I would personally say it's more of a rake because of the movements involved with it. but you could sweep it as well if you know what sweep picking is. Then the rest of it already contains riffs that you've learned. So there's a bit before that, which is exactly the same almost as the start. And then the bit after that is played earlier on anyway. So you've already learnt that bit. But the main takeaway from this is, yes, you should start learning this song because it incorporates so much technique. Now let me explain to you how to learn this. If you want the tab for this, by the way, I have tabbed it out and you can get a link in the description below for the tab. So the best way to go about learning this is part by part and very slow. So take the song, for instance, it's played fast. Slow the speed of it right down. And I don't mean put the song on and slow the speed down. I mean, hear the riff in your head and slow it down. So if it goes dun, ding, 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 then go dun, ding, dun, dun, dun. And try to get it at that pace first. And literally learn it just up to there first. Spend a full day on that. Spend 10 minutes on it, at least 20 minutes. The next day, add in that part. And then spend 10 to 20 minutes that day just going. The next day, add a little bit more in. So focus on this octave part nice and slow. Spend a couple of days on that if you want. Basically learn the song part by part. There's no rush to learn it at all. Spend 10 days on it. Spend a month on it if you have to. Spend a year on it if you want to, but force yourself to make progress. It might be one note a day, but you can do it. Just slow the whole thing down. Eventually you will be able to play it at speed and it will develop your technique. Now, a really important part about learning something isn't just the frets that you play, it's the fingers that you use to play it. Especially in a piece like this, you need to know exactly what fingers you use where. If you're playing it, for instance, and you're going like this one time, and then you play it again later on and you go like this, see if you can spot the difference. It'll be on the harmonic note. See how I'm using different finger there? I used my little one before on the harmonic and I used that one there that time. You've just played it different. Pick a way to do it. Now personally I would recommend that way and not like that. But know exactly what fingers you're using on what note and know exactly when you're picking with your pick, when you're using your fingers. The guitarist that wrote this will know the exact way that he plays it. He'll know what fingers that he's used and he'll have drilled that into his muscle memory when he's wrote the riff. Naturally, he'll be able to play it now without even having to think about what he's doing. And if you practice it enough, you'll be able to do the exact same thing as well. So that's my breakdown analysis on why I personally think you should make a start on this song or make a start on any song that you feel is too hard. Because it's not too hard, you just need to slow it down and take your time. Let me finish off by saying, if you want some help personally with your guitar, you want a private Skype lesson with me online, check out the link in the description below and you can get a lesson booked with me privately. And there's also a link in the description below to our guitar courses, which come with membership to our website as well. Check them out if you want to. Otherwise, just keep checking out these free lessons on our YouTube channel. We won't stop doing them. Let me know in the comments below how you got on with this tune. And if you've not started it yet, let me know in the comments below when you're going to start it. And finally, Once again, make sure you are subscribed to the channel to keep up to date with when we release all of our new lesson videos. I'll catch you next time in another lesson or another cover video.